there it is, strangers. I'm Britt.
I don't even want to. I no longer wish to continue.
That was probably one of the tamest intros outside of the normal intro that I've ever.
It happened so fast, I wasn't even ready.
It's because I said it. I committed. It was because I just said it how I normally would say it.
And then it was like, you sounded like a news anchor.
I did. I was feeling my fantasy. Maybe I need to go back to school for that. Yeah.
I'm D.
And welcome. There we go. And welcome to another bonus episode of It's a Strange World After All, the podcast where we discuss true crime cases, the supernatural, urban legends, conspiracy theories, and all the things that keep the world strange. However, for today's bonus episode, we are... It's your face that's making me laugh, not me.
What did I do?
Laugh. Because why you looking like that?
Like what?
Like, yeah.
I'm just listening.
No,
that's just my face.
See your face. When you go back and see your face when I post this one day, that's funny. However, for today's bonus episode, we are doing movie reviews, or a movie review of the horror, thriller, slasher, and true crime genre.
Leprechaun is an American horror comedy film series with 8 total films. I did not know it was that many.
Yeah, count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Mm-hmm. He went back to the hood twice. He went to space.
I was about to say, I just realized it was a Back to the Hood.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are we doing?
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. The series centers on a malevolent and murderous leprechaun who, when his gold is taken from him, resorts to any murderous means to reclaim it. In today's episode, we review the first film in the series, Leprechaun, directed by Mark Jones. I'm glad I didn't say Mike Jones.
Who?
I was worried.
Who? I feel like we realized it at the same time. Who? Mark Jones.
Man. The film was released January 8th, 1993 and grossed $9.2 million in the box office.
Woo! Leprechaun.
And this is Brittany's choice this time.
It was my choice because I was thinking of St. Patty's. I was thinking March, St. Patty's. I was thinking Leprechaun. Leprechaun was what I was thinking. So, oh, I like how when you look up the description, because this is me. I didn't remember like the genre. I was just thinking horror, slasher. And as I watched it, I was like, okay, I'm really watching it. I feel like I was watching it for the first time. And I was like, is this real? Like, is this supposed to be like satire? Or what is going on? Because, yeah, so like the fact that the description says American horror comedy film series, I'm like, oh, because I thought y'all was supposed to be like for real.
Actually, it was.
Oh, Lord.
But
like the first one, this one wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, they were saying the actor who plays the leprechaun was like making jokes and stuff while, basically ad-libbing. So they decided, hey, this is funny. Let's just make it a horror comedy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Girl. Okay. I mean, yeah, so yeah, that's make me feel better because I don't know how it would have flown
Yeah.
I was like, where is he getting these little knickknacks? We're going to talk about it. Like, where'd you even come across this? Oh, but he's also magical though.
Yeah.
Cause I'm like, where the hell do you get these gadgets from? That was just in the barn. You just found a
I
perfectly
know.
like fit for you tricycle in the barn. What?
I know.
Um,
Cause I was like, it was little. Like
yes,
really little, like not like a regular tricycle.
no,
That's funny.
it was. That is funny, but okay. Anything else before we get into it? Spoiler alerts.
Mm. No, I'm good.
Okay. So it's 1983, and Mr. Daniel O'Grady, played by, I already forgot it, Shay. We believe it's Shay Duffin. So he has just returned home from Ireland. He's just got back from Ireland to his home in North Dakota. He stole a pot of gold from a leprechaun. He's telling his wife this, Mrs. O'Grady, because she's like, "What are you doing? What do you have?" And he's like, "Hey, I followed this. I caught this thing. I made him show me where the pot of gold is, and I took it." He goes out to bury the gold, right? He goes out to bury the
Mm-hmm.
gold, and then Mrs. McDuffin is in the McDuffin, Mrs. O'Grady. I was like, wait a minute, because it feel right though, because it felt right, but it's O'Grady. Hold on.
That's funny.
It's all coming back to me now. I had to visualize it. So, okay. Mr. O'Grady goes off. The leprechaun is like, oh, snap. I followed him here. I'm going to get my gold. Mrs. O'Grady is in the home and she hears a random child, because they don't have a child. So, just a random child singing. Was it Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star? That's what the kid was singing, just like that. Just like that. How I wonder where you are. And she was like, what is going on? She's like, what's
It
going
didn't
on?
even sound, I don't know. It didn't sound like a real kid. Something was off about it to
It
me.
sounded like a ghost kid. Like, if I felt like I was ever to hear a ghost kid, that's what a ghost kid would sound like. And then I
Yeah.
think I get what you're saying. There was like, you could kind of hear the leprechaun's voice like in the back or something like that. Is that what you mean? There was just
Yeah,
something.
kind of. Well, it just seemed off. Like it didn't sound like even like you said, a ghost kid. I don't. Something was off about
Yeah,
it because
that's what I was
even
thinking.
when he was doing her voice, it still kind of seemed a little
Mm,
off. So I don't know if that is a
like
thing. Like they meant to
emotionless.
do that. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you wouldn't think, oh, this is Brittany talking to me. Like, I know. Like, nah, you sound kind of weird. Weird.
Yeah, like it sounds like you, but then it's something like, no, it's not. You know what I mean?
He would be like, it's a mimic. Is that what they're called?
Yes.
Uh,
I've still
yeah,
been
it did
binging all
sound.
that stuff. So maybe that's why I'm kind of iffy about it.
You, yeah, you were already on edge. And yeah,
Yeah.
sounded creepy. You don't have a kid, whatever. Okay, so he reveals himself, and he's like, "Where's me gold?" And he's looking for his coin. He's trying to get to the bag, and she doesn't know what he's talking about. She's gooped, and he attacks her. He kills her. So Mr. O'Grady, feeling good about himself, coming back from burying his gold, he comes home though to discover that the evil leprechaun, played by Warwick Davis, had followed him home and killed his wife. They get into a little bit of a tussle, and O'Grady one ups him, puts him in this big crate, nails it shut. Well, he nails it shut. He also puts a 4-leaf clover over the top of it to suppress the leprechaun's powers, trapping him inside the crate. And it looked like those crates off of Barbarian a little bit. So just think. No, it didn't. It didn't. I tried to tie it in. Go listen to Barbarian shit. Short. I tried to tie it in so I could be like, go. But okay. So traps him inside, suppresses his powers. He cannot leave. Mr. O'Grady is going to set the crate on fire, hopefully killing the leprechaun. He strikes his match. Strikes his match and he goes to burn it, but before he can, he suffers from a stroke.
Okay, so now it's 10 years later, and J.D. Redding, played by John Sanderford Ford, Sanderford, and his teenage daughter, Tori Redding, played by Jennifer
Woo.
Aniston, rent the O'Grady farmhouse for the summer. Is this her first role?
Like on screen?
Yeah.
Hold on.
The whole movie, I was just getting Rachel.
I was thinking that. I was like, come on, Rachel from Friends. She was in another show, I think. Mac and Me in 1988.
Oh.
Yeah. But it
I don't even
was like,
remember that. I saw that, but I don't even remember that movie.
and then Friends was 94. So I was thinking maybe they saw, I was thinking maybe they had seen, I don't know if she got cast, but I was thinking maybe they saw Leprechaun and was like, you know who we need? That girl. She's our Rachel.
Oh, man. Obviously, Tori doesn't want to be there. She's complaining the whole time, calling it New Mexico.
Girl.
I was like, dang, what New Mexico do? She runs into one of the contract workers, Nathan Murphy, played by Ken Olant. And then she's like, okay, I'm going to stay.
Yeah, because she was about
After
to book
being
a hotel.
Yep. So it's Nathan, and then he has his 10-year-old brother Alex, played by Robert Gorman, and they're I don't even want what would you call them? Because I don't want to say
Dim-witted. I would call
I
him
guess.
dim-witted.
Okay. Okay, and their dim-witted friend Ozzy Jones, played by Mark Holton. And he was in, I've never seen it, but he played, you know who John Wayne Gacy is, right?
Yes.
Serial killer, clown.
Oh, I was waiting for you to continue. I know who John Wayne Gates is.
Oh. He played John Wayne Gacy. I think the movie is called Gacy.
Okay, I was going to say in what. That's why I
Yeah.
did this, because I was like, I know who you're talking about in what. Because he looks
Yeah.
familiar to me, but I don't know that I've seen that.
I've never seen it. I used to see it like scroll past it on Tubi all the time.
Tubi.
But it was on Netflix at one point too. So
Oh. By this
yeah.
time, Tubi need to pay us, because we've mentioned Tubi in the past few episodes a couple of times, I feel like.
Wait. Okay, so yeah, the three of them were hired to repaint the farmhouse. So while Nathan is in the basement, Tori brings him a drink, but then did they bump into each other? Or she some kind of way got scared and
Yeah. I think he scared her and she dropped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she dropped the tray onto the crate where the leprechaun was. And then he, that caused him to wake up. So now he woke.
He was sleeping
But
hard. He had
he was.
cobwebs in there with him.
So I might have missed this because I know he left the 4-leaf clover on the crate, right? So did he
hmm
just sit it on there? Because that's a long time. 10 years is a long time.
Yeah, I thought he just set it right on top.
He could have like taped it on there or something.
Well, remember he had only used
Oh,
it
he
to
was gonna
trap him. He was
burn.
going to try to burn
Okay.
him. Mm-hmm.
But just to be safe, like on the safe side, tape it on there.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
I know he
too,
didn't know he was gonna
because,
have a stroke, but yeah.
man, that was crazy. I was like, oh no. Oh, Grady?
Yeah.
Finish him. Yeah. So the leprechaun is a woke now. He's woke. Um, not like woke, like, just
Yeah.
yeah, okay. He's awake. Um, okay, so Ozzy, Alex low-key bullies Ozzy, but that's okay because he loves him too. And he does, and he spills paint on him. So Ozzy goes into the house to clean off the paint, and he, in the same way that Mrs. O'Grady heard a young child, he started singing first, correct? The child?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
Same
so.
song. Same song. If he didn't, it's just because I'm thinking of Mrs. O'Grady. Either way, it was a child that captured his attention. And then the child started like crying out for help. The child was like, help me, like, get me out of here. Get me out of here.
He was like,
And
I'm gonna suffocate. I was like, oh
yeah,
well.
I said, oh, yeah, no, because for one, I could asphyxiate
Man.
in here. I don't know. It sounded weird. Again, yeah, like Dee said, it sounded off. And I'd be like, would a child say this like the way that you said it? I don't know. And this house is old and this house is creepy.
Yep. But then it's
But then it's
Ozzy, so
Ozzy. But then it's Ozzy. But then there's Ozzy. So, yeah, okay. You're right. That's funny. Okay, so he goes to see what's going on. He hears the kid asking him to let him out. So he takes the 4-leaf clover off the crate. And before he can do anything else, the leprechaun, like Mario, kind of like out of the box. Just Crash Bandicoot. I don't know. It was real Tasmanian devil like. He bursts out of the box and starts talking his little leprechaun ish, his little one liners,
talking about his
asking about his
shoes.
talking about his shoes. He was talking about
I
his
said,
shoes.
because they did the close up of his feet when he was running.
Of who?
And
The
I was like, the leprechaun's feet when he was
Yeah,
running,
yeah,
when he got
yeah.
out the box. And I
Yes.
was like, he said something about his shoes. The only thing I could think about, I was like, he was a new boot goofing.
Oh, just new boot goofing.
I was like, that is
That's
hilarious.
funny. That's funny. Oh, he goes to attack Ozzy, and Ozzy's like, get up off me, and then he runs out of the house, and then he's telling everybody, look, you guys, there is a leprechaun inside. I saw a real leprechaun. A leprechaun.
You sound like those people in Alabama.
A leprechaun. I seen him. He probably was a crackhead. Okay. So he's trying to convince them that he met a leprechaun, but they're like not having it. But Nathan, he's like, look, if you want me to, if it'll make you feel better, I'll go down and inspect and see like what's going on. So once they're outside, Ozzy then sees a rainbow out of nowhere, and he's like, we should chase this rainbow. There's a pot of gold at the end. And Alex is like, you need to chill, let it go. And he's like, no, there's gonna be gold. So he runs, and then Ozzy's like, well, I'm gonna go. I mean, Alex is like, I'm gonna go with Ozzy because I don't want him to hurt himself. So he follows him, and they find this old beat up rusted pickup truck. Within that pickup truck, they find a bag of 100 gold pieces. It was just like magic. They just appeared before him. Ozzy is biting into the gold to test it, and he accidentally swallows a piece. They decide that, well, Alex decides he wants to keep it, and that they should hide it from all the adults because he doesn't want them to take it. Wait a minute, because he was like, I'm gonna want to make you smart. He was like, I'm already smart. And he was like, that's not what people be saying behind your back. People be talking about you. He was like, nobody talks about me. He was like, yeah, not to your face, Oz. They talk about you behind your back.
Yeah, he did kind of bully him. Now that I think about
A little bit. But I think he was just being a kid. I think he was literally like, no, they do talk about you. He was just telling the truth. He was like, no, they talk about you. So he said they were going to fix Ozzy's brain. They needed to go get it inspected. So they head back towards the house to hide the gold.
So back at the farm, the leprechaun is hiding under a car, and he's like rubbing on Tori's leg. But she she just let it happen because she thought it was Nathan. But then she turned around and she saw him.
That's what you get for being
painting the house. Yeah.
fast. She didn't even know him. It was day one. You don't even know him like that.
And then that's when the leprechaun scratches her leg. Her dad and Nathan come to look at her leg, and then, because she was like, what did she say? Because they were saying
no
it was an
damn
animal.
Puppy. That's what she said. She said, no, she said, I know when somebody tries to fill me up, I know what it feels to be touched by a man, is what she said. Those is man hands.
Oh, man. Okay. The leprechaun sounded like a cat. And I was like, that one was a little better. I was like, I would have believed
it was.
That one.
Yeah.
So JD follows the sound, and he was like in a, what was he in?
It was like a tree stump. You talking about what he stuck his hand? Huh?
Yeah,
it was
because he
like
stuck his hand in there. Yeah. And the leprechaun bit the mess out his hand.
He bit the mess out his hand. That ain't no damn puppy. Sheesh.
Oh, man. So they had to rush him to the hospital. And then the leprechaun, I don't know where he gets the tricycle. He follows them on a tricycle, zooming.
I said, how he make it there? This because remember when they pulled up and made the plan, and they were like when they pulled up and went the separate ways, and then he pulled up right after they showed his little shadow with his top hat on, and I was like, how them little legs was moving because they got there at the same time.
Man,
oh my gosh,
zooming.
That's when I was like, this cannot be for real. This cannot be for real. When he came out of the barn on that tricycle. Child.
Wait, oh no, they were saying bicycle. What movie was that?
Yeah. How
you know what
High,
I'm talking about?
I believe.
Yes.
I believe it's How High. Tricycle. I'm gonna say tricycle, tricycle. Because they stole his bike.
His bike.
Because he was a buster. Because they got ran over too, didn't it?
Yeah.
Dang.
Oh man. Now I want to watch that.
I know. Dang.
That's funny.
But okay.
So yeah, he followed them on the tricycle.
So they are now, I'm gonna say they're like in the town now. Because they go drop her dad off at the hospital. Nathan and Tori go to grab food, and then I don't don't even remember what they said to convince them that they were like gonna be right back. But Alex and Ozzy run off real quick to go to
I
the
think they
pawn
were
shop.
just like, we'll be right back.
Oh, okay. Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that's what I was thinking. I was like, they just let them go?
We'll be right back. I mean, I guess maybe too. Nathan feels like Ozzy is an adult. Like technically, he's still an adult, and like if something happened, he would protect him or he would
Yeah.
tell the
Well,
truth.
no, because he called them a kid. Because he was like, well, they're kids. They, I
I
forgot
know
what they
he
were talking
did,
about.
but it's like the whole, like Big Brother. Like, okay, well, it's like a Big Brother. Like, oh, he
Yeah.
got you. It's fine. I guess. I
Yeah.
don't know. Well, they go to the pawn shop to see if the booty is real. So they took the coin to the pawn shop, go into the pawn shop, talk to the shop owner. He's looking at it. He's like, could be real, looks pretty real, but I also want to figure out what this inscription is on here because it looks ancient, so it could be worth some money. He tells him he's going to keep it in a safe overnight. They can get it later, and they leave to go meet Nathan and Tori. And then the leprechaun, just like magic, comes and he pulls up on the shop owner. He attacks the shop owner, saying, like, what's up with the gold? Where's my gold? Shop owner does not know what's going on. He's going for his face. The leprechaun knocks him down. He ends up grabbing a little bitty, again, perfect size for him. I don't know where he found it. I mean, we're assuming that because he's magical, he's creating these things. Which, why can't he create pots of gold? I get, or is he creating them with magic? And it's still like the principle of the matter. Like, you still stealing my shit. Because I'm like, why can't, if you are magical and you're making all of these things, make another bag of gold? But I'm like, maybe it's just like the principle.
Yeah, I think it's the principle.
Okay. You never
Because
steal
you
a
stole it from,
man's.
yeah, you stole it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. Okay.
Well, technically,
So he,
they didn't know they were stealing it, but
right. Just
it
like
was
this man.
Mr. O'Grady.
This man was just doing his job. So I'm going to give him
Mm-hmm.
he didn't deserve that award for this film because him and Mrs. O'Grady didn't do
Yeah.
anything. Okay. Which really none of them did anything, but Tori was kind of a brat, so. But okay, so he ends up pogo sticking the man to death. He was all on his chest and he killed him. I was like,
And he was
oh my
singing while he was.
God. And he was singing. Another moment where I was like, this cannot be are we supposed to take this serious? Am I supposed to laugh? I don't know.
Man,
I was cracking
that's
up.
how I felt about Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I was like, it's kind of like a comedy if you think about it.
What Texas Chainsaw? Which one?
The original.
For comedy for who? I'm trying to think.
I don't know. I was cracking up when I was watching it.
I don't know. Now I gotta go watch it because you might be a little crazy. What if we find out you a little crazy? Just a little bit. If I watch it and I'm sitting there like, she might
Yeah,
be.
watch it.
Okay.
Watch
The
it.
original. Okay. Okay. So on his way back to the farm, the leprechaun is pulled over by a deputy because he was zooming in.
Zooming again.
Zooming again. He had the police officer was like, now wait a damn minute. he so he pulled him over and he was like, aren't you a little too young to be out here? And I was like, sir, look at him. Look at his skin. Oh, he thought he had on a mask. I was like,
Yeah.
look at him. Okay. So, okay. He thought he had on a mask. He was like, take that. He thought it was a kid in a mask zooming down the road in the middle of the night or whatever time it was. And he was like, take off the stupid mask. And the leprechaun is like, I have had enough of you. And he attacks the deputy. The deputy runs away from him into the forest, but the leprechaun like fell out of a tree or so. I don't know. He's Michael Myers in this. He just dropped right out of a tree.
Yeah.
That's funny. Okay. Then the leprechaun gets to the farmhouse. He is looking for his moolah. He basically ransacks, trashes the place, and then he starts finding shoes and starts shining the shoes because he can't help it because he's a leprechaun and that's what he does. He shines shoes. So
Mm-hmm.
I was cracking up.
So after leaving JD at the hospital, they go back to the farmhouse and then they see the kitchen and they were like, oh, maybe it was a bear. Like, well, I guess it could be a bear. They're cleaning and then they hear a bell, the little bell.
Bicycle
And
bell, yeah.
yeah. And so Nathan, he goes to check outside and his leg gets caught in a bear trap. So the leprechaun was out there
Ooh.
setting traps. And
Mm-hmm.
the leprechaun just came up and just started beating him
He
up.
was he was beating the mess out of him.
he
He
was
biting on his leg.
he was like Stewie when Brian owed him that money.
That is exactly what it looked like. Like a
Exactly.
yeah, that's funny.
So
Wait a minute, while you trying to figure it out. I was cracking up because like he was trying to take on all of them. Cause like remember that came out and was like shoot, 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 but then he ran
yeah,
up and that's when he bit his leg and then he was hitting on everybody. Alex had to hit him with a rock. I was like, oh my gosh. They are fighting the mess
they
out of this
jumped him.
leprechaun. Man.
Okay. So they tell Ozzy to call the cops. And so,
Ozzy.
yeah, I mean, he calls the cops and he's like, look, it's a leprechaun out here. We try
He told them the truth. We out here fighting for our lives.
fighting for our life. And so, of course, they don't take him seriously. So they just ignore it. And so after they jump him, they go get a shotgun and they start shooting at him. That didn't help. So he just want his money. That's all he want.
That's all he
I was
wants.
like, yeah, they jumped him and shot him.
He shot him
So
several times, like about 6 times. Yeah, because I think he said, I shot him 6 times.
yeah. Yes, he is like Michael Myers. Because you remember on the last one when the town jumped him? And they still So
Still
yeah,
prevailed.
that's crazy. So they try to flee and so they all get in the truck. But he messed up the engine. Leprechaun is smart.
He is smart.
So didn't they send the little boy out there to go try to fix
Because
it?
he fixed it. Yeah, because he fixed it the
Oh,
first
'cause
time. He's the one that knew how to fix
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
He pops up out of nowhere. So Alex goes back in the truck, but then he rammed the truck with the little go-kart he had. Didn't he
In
have
the
like
little
something
tiny
attached to it?
go-kart. Some might think to maybe like a monster
Yeah.
truck. Maybe it was supposed to be like a mini monster truck.
Maybe.
Because the way he flipped
Because it wasn't like that
I
at
don't
first
know.
when he was zooming down the street.
They know damn
So
well. He did not flip they know dang on well he could not flip that truck like that. But if he's magical, anything's possible.
Yeah. So then they run back in the house. He's chasing them. His hand gets chopped off because they slammed it in the door. Tori called the police. And so they were
At
like,
this
okay,
time
we're going to
around, yeah.
send somebody. Oh, because it was the leprechaun pretending to be.
Yeah,
is that when his
they
little hand came out the phone?
Yeah, yes, for no reason. Well, yeah, because she called. Yeah, and yeah. I think so. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, because she was
I do
like
remember the
calling
little
them.
hand.
Because she called, but then she ended up calling back, I guess, because she was like, they should have been here by now.
Because he never showed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it was the leprechaun, and then his little hand came out the phone, just like on Nightmare on Elm Street with his tongue. I was like, ugh.
Ew, why the hand look like, ew.
It looked like a
Take my
chicken.
little hand. It look like a little chicken tendon. What you call it? I said a tendon. What you call it? What you call that thing? What?
I was just gonna say the chicken foot.
Oh, or yeah,
I
chicken
don't know
foot. I
what you.
thought it was called something. I thought it was called a chicken tendon. I don't know.
Oh
Y'all ain't never,
man.
y'all ain't never had no chicken tendons.
No.
I thought they were called. Okay,
Oh
chicken
man.
paws. The little chicken paws.
Oh
I'm
man.
crying. I'm crying.
You are stupid.
I was being so
Oh
serious.
man. You were.
That's funny. Oh man.
Okay.
We can do this. You got it. Oh wait, or did you finish? You're
Yeah, I finished.
okay, because he ended up that he was pretending to be that deputy that he killed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the popos is still a no-show. Okay. So while though that they're waiting because they think somebody's coming for them, Ozzy is you can't tell him he's convinced that that is a leprechaun because we see it's a leprechaun, you see it's clearly a leprechaun. No, they're not supposed to be real, but clearly it's a leprechaun. And Tori gets mad. I think she just kind of frustrated because she doesn't know what's going on. She's like, leprechauns are not real. Shut up. And then Ozzy basically dry snitched on himself and Alex and is like, well, actually, we found a pot of gold. And Tori's like, what? And makes Alex tell her where he hid the gold because they're gonna return it to the leprechaun. Because Tori is like, if he wants his gold, we're gonna give him his gold so he can leave us alone. So Alex lets her know it's out in the well, and she goes out to get it. She takes a shotgun very dramatically because he's like, you know how to use that thing? And she's like, "Ch-ch." I don't know what she said. I don't know what she said. What did she say?
I
I
forgot.
figured out. I don't know. But I was really dramatic. She walks out. She gets the bag of gold. And finally, the leprechaun's like, yes, me gold. And he leaves. So she goes back into the house trying to get everybody together, believing, though, that they took care of the situation, that the worst is over. Fast forward, they show the leprechaun. He's greedily counting his 100 gold coins. He realizes once he gets to 99, he got 99 problems, but 100 gold coins ain't one. Or I guess that is a problem, but he only has 99 gold coins and he thinks that they tricked him. He goes back to the house, honey, and he runs a muck. He was popping out of floors. He was all over the place. He was in the fridge. I was like, oh my gosh. And they sitting here like boarding windows, or not boarding, but like locking windows and locking doors. He's
Yeah,
popping up everywhere. You can't run from him.
you can't.
Okay, so it's revealed to Tori and Nathan that Ozzy accidentally swallowed that last piece of gold. So they're talking and trying to figure out the best solution. And Ozzy's like, hey, I know somebody that knows all about this weird stuff. Used to tell me stories like this. Is old, I was going to say old man O'Grady. That's what we're going to call him. Old man O'Grady, Mr. O'Grady. It took him to a nursing home after his stroke. After his stroke. So this what I was cracking up. So the group has to create like a diversion, and they start throwing the shoes out into the yard while while Tori goes to the Jeep, and the leprechaun had like started shining each shoe. I was like, damn. That's his Achilles. That's
Yep,
his
that's
kryptonite.
fun.
Okay, so she gets away and she goes to see Mr. O'Grady to learn how she can kill the leprechaun. But Not far behind, you see the leprechaun zooming this time on the back of the Jeep in his little roller skates that he's concocted for himself. I was like, enough already, okay? If you want me to take this serious,
Man,
I cannot.
man. They I don't know, cause like I wonder how it would have turned out if they did go straight horror and not
Yeah, that's true.
comedy.
That's true.
Because I feel like now you can't picture it any other way because now it's like a cult classic. So,
That's what I was gonna say too.
but that's
It wouldn't
crazy
be
because
as
yeah, I wonder
popular.
what the original direction was because how can you not make it funny?
Yeah, and how was he going to be keeping up with them? Was he just, like teleporting there?
I
Like, cause
guess
you
yeah,
can't not
because
see
I
him in
guess
that tiny
he's
car.
magical. Yeah,
Okay, and laugh. Okay.
yeah. So she gets to the nursing home. She goes to O'Grady's room and she's like talking to him. But I was like, I know she.
Something don't look
How do
right.
you
I was
not
like,
know?
something don't
Yeah.
look right. His little legs hanging off the wheel. Like, this is not O'Grady. It don't look like it.
Maybe she was just like too. I mean, she was like, it was too much. Too much was going on. She
Maybe.
couldn't wrap her head around it. But obviously, it wasn't him, and it was the leprechaun. And he's like chasing her. He's like in the wheelchair, zooming in the wheelchair,
Oh, zooming in a
chasing her
wheelchair.
around the nursing home. And
Mm.
so, um, after he chased her, he kills O'Grady, but like he threw him down the elevator shaft. So
Mm-hmm.
before he died, he was able to tell Tori basically the only way to kill him is with a 4-leaf clover. So they go back, she goes back to the farmhouse and they're looking for a 4-leaf clover, and then she is attacked by the leprechaun. Wait, because I'm like, did he just show up? Like
Yeah, he
appear?
pulled up. Yeah, he
Yeah,
pulled up on her. Yeah,
man.
while she was trying to
As
find.
um so Nathan and Ozzy, they save her, and then Alex sets a trap. It was near the well that almost killed the leprechaun. No, I can't even talk. The leprechaun almost kills him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In the midst of all of this, when Nathan, Ozzy, and Tori are looking for that four leaf clover, they she's not finding one, and they were like, and Ozzy was like, "You just gotta
Oh
believe." And she
Lord.
was like, "I believe it," and it happened. And then she found the 4-leaf clover, and I was like, "That's a
Yeah.
beautiful message. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful message.
Oh,
It's,
yeah, I
it
guess.
was it was about manifesting. You just gotta believe it, and it happens. This is beautiful to me. It's a great touch. Great touch. So
Yeah.
she finds a 4-leaf clover. Ozzy, in an effort to save the group, to be a hero, he tells the leprechaun, "Hey, I'm the last gold coin. I ate it." Even though I was like, why can't he just poop it out? But like, why don't they
I
just
thought
force
about
him to
that
poop it
too.
out?
I
Yeah,
thought about
but
that
I
too.
don't know. It might be tough to pass through though, because it was a pretty sizable coin. But the leprechaun wails on him, like goes to town. No, for real, he went to town on poor little Ozzy.
He
Well,
did.
poor Ozzy. And before the leprechaun can kill him, Alex, he takes the 4-leaf clover that Tori found, sticks it to a wad of gum, and shoots it right into the leprechaun's nasty mouth, taking away his power. The leprechaun falls into the well, and life is good. Everybody's singing, "Oh my goodness, we're good." But just like, crazy people don't die in the movies, they say, or like the villain never dies. The first time around, he comes out of the well with a vengeance, and Nathan pushes him back into the well, pours gasoline all over it. Okay, so hear me out, because I don't know much about, like making it bombs or anything or pyrotech. I don't know what to call this, but so he pushed him into the well, right? You heard the water
Mm-hmm.
splash when the okay. He poured gasoline, right? He struck a match. No, go here. And then he throws a match, right? And then that results in an explosion. Is that science? Science rules. Is it?
I mean, what about this movie makes sense?
That's true. Well, because I was thinking, because I was like, wait, is he about to set it on fire? Why is he setting it on fire? First of all, the well isn't it stone? Second of all, there was water, because Tristan was like, well, maybe the well is dry, and I was like, no, you heard him hit the water. There's water in the well, and then he struck
Yeah,
them. Okay, so science.
maybe
Okay,
that's why he
science
didn't
rules.
die.
I'm assuming that's why he didn't die. I don't know. And then yeah, if it blew up, anyway, suspend your belief. Disbelief, not belief. I believe it. I'm not suspending the fact that I believe it. I'm suspending my disbelief. Okay, so it blows up and the police finally show up, and Tori's reunited with her father. All is well. They show the police investigating the remains of the whale, and you hear the leprechaun. He vows he will not rest until he recovers every last piece of his gold. His gold.
The One of the issues, I mean, I know why he didn't die because they wanted to make more movies,
Yes.
but I thought the four leaf clover was supposed to kill him. I thought
Okay.
that was the only way to kill him.
So I thought, because I thought that at first, but then I watched it again, and then reading some stuff, I think, don't quote me, I think that it just renders him powerless, and then it gives you an end to kill him in like, oh, to kill him. So like you maybe could shoot
Oh,
him after he's been touched by a four-leaf clover, because you put it in his mouth and he can die now like a human. He's not immortal. I think maybe without it, he's immortal.
that makes sense. That makes sense. Because that would explain why he stayed in the crate for 10 years.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Didn't age a day. He looked good. Looking good, leprechaun. But yeah, that's what
But
I think. But
okay, that
any
makes
other final
sense.
thoughts in movie ratings we'll get into?
You want to rate it first? You want me to?
I can't. I mean, I know my rating, so it's up to you. I
Well, I know
can't.
mine too. But I was gonna say, did you have any final thoughts
Oh,
before you give your rating?
okay. Yeah, and I'll give my rating first. So, I mean, it wasn't. It was not a terrible movie,
Mm-mm.
because it was funny. Because it was funny. So I think I'll just reiterate that I think that it's funny now, because I think growing up, I thought it was this horror film that was meant to scare me. And now watching it back as an adult, I'm like, this is stupid, but it's pretty funny. I'm here for it. And I like Jennifer Aniston, so I think it's cool watching her in something like this. So I had a good time. I had a good time watching it. Was it like my favorite? No, but I could see myself putting it on. I don't know, in my Halloween rotation, but if it's been like a
Oh
couple
yeah.
years and I'm like, you know what, I haven't watched in a while, Leprechaun, Leprechaun. So with that being said, I will give it a solid 2 out of 5.
And that was my rating. I was gonna give it a 2.
Simpatica.
Cause I don't know. I thought you were gonna go a little bit lower.
Lower.
Yeah.
I thought about it when I watched it the first time, which was last night, and I was just kind of like, "What is going on?" But that was before when I still thought it was serious, and then I watched it again today, and I was like, "Nah, this is funny. I cracked, and then I cracked up all last night too, though." So I was like, "Nah, I would pull up on this thing not to be scared, but just to laugh." So
Yeah.
two,
And then
it's worth
only
it.
because, like, I guess it's different because for most of these movies that we've already done,
Mm-hmm.
I've seen them like way before you.
Um.
And so I have like a different, I don't want to say, I guess you could say I grew up with these movies.
Yeah.
So it's kind of different for me. But then I was like, this one, out of all of the movies that I have grown up with, I would say I would give it a 2. Yeah, this one, and this is one that I used to watch a lot when I was younger. So
Yeah.
so I think it's just for me nostalgia, but I was like I don't remember laughing that hard when I was watching it before. But I mean, it's not a bad movie. I would recommend it. The
Yeah.
other
And
ones
for
I don't
me,
know.
the other leprechauns.
Cuz I don't
Watch
really remember them. I'm
Leprechaun
going
in
to
the
have to go
Hood
back and watch a few of them.
just cause support the black people. But yeah, it's deserve. I feel like it's definitely deserving of a 2. So IMDb out of 10 scored that thing a 4.8. Rotten out of 10 again. Rotten Tomatoes gives that thing a 31%. It is a squashed tomato. And the audience rating I think is around 31 to 33%. So the popcorn is spilled, honey. That's what it is on their website. That's what it is on their website. Metacritic gives it 17%. And then Google, I don't know if there's a star rating for. Oh, okay. So for Google, they give it a 3.6 out of 5. But I guess that's about, because it says 69% of Google users like this movie, and then on a 5-point scale they gave it a 3.6. So
Yeah, that makes sense because it's a cult classic. So
yeah.
yeah.
All right. Is
Yeah, I
right.
think
Maybe
I'm gonna
we'll.
watch Leprechaun in the Hood
I was gonna say. I was
soon.
just about to say maybe we'll pull up on another Leprechaun and report back.
Yeah.
Well, that is all, folks. Remember, if you have any movies or documentaries of the horror, thriller, slasher, and true crime genre and want to hear our uncensored, unsolicited opinions on them, email those submissions to itsastrangeworldafterall@gmail.com or DM us at any other social media platforms mentioned.
Thank you for tuning into another episode of It's a Strange World After All.
And thank you, as always, for keeping it strange with us. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye.